All right, it's 101. Let's get started. Welcome everybody to the Future of Work webinar from Spinitar and Advantix. Thanks to everyone for being here today. I did want to say a special word of thanks to our Spinitar customers out there for taking the time to hear how we're evolving to better support you and to find out how you can share in our success. For anyone new, I hope you recognize Spinitar as a partner you could work with in the future. I'm Scott Medwar, our leader of cloud services here at Spinitar. Cloud services is the latest addition to our portfolio of support services, which I like to refer to as success services. Personally, I have more than 15 years experience in business, having consulted in IT, now cloud, for most of that time. At the onset of my career, I spent a few years on Wall Street learning how businesses make money. It's that perspective that has always stayed core to my approach to customers. Since then, I've been selling IT hardware, software, and managed services for companies like Business Objects, Lenovo, HP, ShoreTel, and Vonage. Before joining the company, I was responsible for selling Spinitar, our UCaaS platform, which integrates seamlessly and powers our Microsoft Teams environment, which we use every day. Really cool stuff. But really, it was the beginning of our evolution into cloud services. So today's webinar is dedicated to sharing our vision of the future of work and to pass along the success and savings we've achieved through partnership with Advantix, leveraging their telecom expense management platform and services. Okay, now that you know where I'm coming from, let's run through the agenda real quick. In a moment, I'm going to say a few more words about Spinitar and our evolution into cloud services. From there, I'm going to hand it off to Tommi and to tell you more about Advantix, their core solutions, and most importantly, the benefits to you. We'll take a look at their portal. We'll talk about success stories, run some Q&A, and then wrap up with some fun, talking about the care packages you'll receive as a thank you for your attendance. Please feel free to jot any questions in the chat feature at any time. We'll do our best to address them. If we don't get to you, fear not. I will follow up with you directly later in the week. Okay, so a few words about Spinitar and this evolution I spoke of. Most of you know us. We are your trusted AV integrator for some part of the last 35 years that we've been in business. By the way, some of our work was highlighted in the video we sent out as part of this effort. I wanted to do something different, so I hope you liked it. Chalk it up in the chat if you agree. I'm really proud to be part of such a great company filled with talented, highly responsive people who truly care about you and your business. I mentioned earlier that I was responsible for selling Spinitar, our UCaaS solution, which vocalizes our Teams environment. This is one of the areas where AV and IT intersect. This was the key driver behind cloud services. AV brings our collaboration spaces to life, while cloud services are the applications on display. To us, this is the future of work and our industry, to embrace those intersection points and support our customers from end to end. We want to help you reimagine your workspaces and evaluate, procure, and deploy the right mission-critical cloud solutions that power them. I should note too, this is not just telephony I'm talking about. I mentioned UCaaS earlier. It's about internet access, your network, data storage, security tools, and yes, telephony. The bottom line, we want to help you ensure big picture success and help you save money where we can. So that brings me to the partnership with Advantix. Simply put, Advantix helped us save money. They came highly recommended as a strong player in the telecom expense management space. Being no stranger to that world, my first challenge to them was to see if they could really deliver the promise of savings that they tout. Well, long story short, they did a fantastic job. They came in and found us 5 figures in annual savings by optimizing our Verizon data plans alone. We were so pleased with those results that we hired them for the year to maintain our accounts in the most cost-effective way. The savings we realized are now funding our ability to develop new custom solutions and maintain profitability while we all adapt to the challenges inherent in this new normal. Okay, that's enough from me. Without further ado, I'm eager to introduce my friend and partner, Tommi Ellis from Advantix. Tommi and her team will give us a look under the covers of it at Advantix and outline how they can help you too. Tommi?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott. Just doing an audio check. Can you guys all hear me okay?
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, it's so exciting seeing everyone in the attendee list. So I would just want to reiterate what Scott said. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and spending it with us. I am Tommi Ellis. I'm the National Channel Manager for Advantix. So I'm excited to talk to you about our partnership with Spinitar. We also have Christine Collins on the call. You can see her waving now if you're looking at the bridge. And she's our Director of Channels. And then we also have on the call Natasha Weir-Kuhn. She's going to be in the background, I think, today, but she's our Chief Revenue Officer. So that's the Advantix team on the call today. And of course, we have Scott as well. And so we are ready to really show you the value of the partnership that we have and what Advantix has to bring to the table along with Spinitar portfolio. So first and foremost, let me talk to you a little bit about Advantix. We were founded in 2001. We're headquartered in Texas, privately owned. We have the ability to provide a full managed SaaS-based expense management offering with amazing people as well as amazing technology. A part of that technology is some e-bonding or API integration that we have with both Verizon and AT&T and other major carriers on the forefront. What that does is just automate services. So when someone goes into our tool to request a change, it happens automatically with that major carrier, which is kind of nice, just automated and simplified. We have about 150 employees. That gives us the ability to provide a 24/7 by 365 help desk, which provides tier 1 and tier 2 technical support. And then we also have some IoT emerging products like our Smart SIM that I'll talk a little bit about with you today as well. So as Scott said, please questions. We do have a full team of people on the chat to be able to answer those for us. We also will open it up towards the end of the call for some live Q&A, and then we'll get you guys off mute. All right, so let's talk about our core solutions and how we can help. So we do offer wireless expense and lifecycle management. Let me talk about the expense side. We are a true traditional telecom expense management company. So our objective is to lower your spend and cut your cost. We all know how paramount that is in today's climate. So what we do is we go in, we get your data for your mobility, and then we look at your plans. Are your plans being optimized correctly? Do you have the right users on the right plans together to make sure that they are run efficiently? Maybe you have zero usage devices, so devices that haven't been used in 90+ days. We want to get rid of those for you. We don't want you paying for anything that you don't need, obviously. So that's really the optimization piece, and we can do it risk-free for you. Just running a quick analysis and telling you what we can save. So we also offer ongoing management. Ongoing management has different levels, but some of the inclusions are nice reporting, cost allocation. So if you work with your accounts payable team, they know what a nightmare that can be. So allocating costs back to cost centers and GL codes, we can do that pretty easily. We offer, like I said, that ability to offer a 24/7 by 365 help desk, and also procurement. So moves, adds, changes, disconnects. We ultimately want to take it off your plate so you can focus on more strategic business initiatives. We offer the same services on the wireline side. So when I'm talking about wireline or fixed, you'll hear I'm talking about your entire voice network and your data network. From POTS signs, plain old telephone, all the way to circuits and SD-WAN, we can lower your spend and manage that as well. So let's talk a little bit deeper about the audit piece on our wireline side of the house. We go in and we do a 3-prong approach. What that looks like is we're going to do a cost reduction strategy. We're definitely going to define, what negotiate new contracts, what assets you still should have, maybe some that you even requested disconnect and they never followed through. Who's had that happen before? So just right sizing your inventory. So that's the second part. We do a full inventory build. So you're going to know exactly what you have, as well as we do a historic or forensic audit. So we go back on average about 12 months with every carrier that you have and identify any inappropriate charging And we all know that some of those carriers out there are notorious for that. So we have experts on our team that know where to look and which of those carriers are more notorious than others. So that's our audit piece. And I know that takes us to our first polling question. So Miss Christine, she's going to have that polling question up there for you. Can you see a benefit in allowing carrier agnostic auditors like us to identify opportunities for telecom cost reduction? While you guys answer that, and of course it remains, all your answers are confidential. On our line fixed side, we also offer that ongoing management piece, very similar to the mobility. So reporting, a use of our tool or portal, which I'm going to show you a little bit of that later on in the call. So we can offer, any additional support needed on the telecom side, MACD, help desk. So that's our wireless and wireline, and we even offer it on utilities. So utilities make sense, and I'm going to be transparent. When we're looking at it from an audit perspective, it's not a wow factor. It's highly regulated. You're not going to find tons of savings, but what you do find is simplification. So if you have 50 plus locations, you're probably getting 50 water bills, 50 trash bills, 50 electricity bills. That's a lot to manage. So again, accounts payable love us. We go in there and we can manage those invoices. We can even go to the point where we're cutting the check. So pretty big value in terms of taking that time off your plate. That can be super time consuming, as well as the cost allocation piece, which we do that in our sleep. So it's easy for us. We can take it off your plate. We can go from there. And our last solution I want to talk to you about is a multi-carrier smart SIM. This is our data connectivity option. We're super excited about it. Instead of a SIM working off one network, it works off multiple networks. So it works off Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and US Cellular, and a couple other local companies for mobility. It also works on more than 600 carriers international. So what a great thing to have one SIM and just have the freedom to travel around the world. Here's the thing though, you're secure. You're not jumping on public hotspots, public Wi-Fi that they could breach your information. So it's a secure option. It's great in these times. We're offering data connectivity for our work from home employees and clients. We're offering connections for some schools that needed some backup, like MiFi hotspots. So it's just an all-encompassing data connectivity option that can work really great for even some IoT plays and some failover. So lots of great solutions that we have in our portfolio. So what I like to do next is let's jump over to, really 2020 has been a rough year. I think we can all agree. We should have a polling question for that, Christine. But we're getting through it together.
We should. I'll get that next time.
Yeah. So one of our big objectives for our clients for 2020 was cost reduction and really identifying savings. So we want our clients to be able to say goodbye to those overpayments, rogue spending, so you don't have a division or a location or an employee ordering 20 new iPhone 12s. Surplus services. So again, we find all the time when we're engaging with clients, you're paying for assets you no longer need. Out of market rates, inventory hassles, billing headaches, hours of dealing with the carriers. I want to talk a little bit about the last two bullet points here. So billing headaches and hours of dealing with carriers, they are super quick to charge us. They are very slow to credit back money owed. So let Advantix take care of that. We can identify where they owe you, whether it's a ticket not paid out, maybe it's something you requested to have disconnected and they never did. Just previously, maybe a week ago, a $12,000 charge popped up on one of our clients' invoices. So before our client even realized it, we started doing the research and figuring out what it was. It simply was a piece of equipment not returned. They returned the equipment. We got the credit back and we're good to go. So those are the type of things that we would be looking for. And obviously, again, I'll reiterate it, given the current business climate, there's no time like now, but then to reduce your cost. And Advantix can do that for you. Part of the way that we do that is, I mentioned at the beginning of the call that, we have a great technology, and I'm going to show you some of that, but we also have a ton of great people on our team of experts. and most of us were hired from major carriers. So we know our business, and with that technology and our people, we are able to provide a full encompassing solution. Part of that solution obviously is our technology, and we call it TLM, which stands for Telecom Lifecycle Manager. And I just want to pull out a couple things. Obviously, as an expense management company, we facilitate order management, invoice management, asset management, expense management. I want to talk about a couple things at the top, that ITSM integration. We know that our clients are using things like ServiceNow, specific HR portals like PeopleSoft. We can easily integrate based on the simple fact it's our tool, and we have an amazing CIO and development team that can help you do that. There's different levels of integration. So if you just wanted like a swivel email kind of concept, that can be done. Or if you want a full-on API integration, we do it all the time. It's easy, and it obviously simplifies the tools and products that your team is using. So on top of that, that tool really is the engine of our connectivity management, our invoice management. But in addition, we have some business intelligence reporting, which I'm definitely going to show that to you. So our business intelligence reporting is pretty amazing, where it just gives you a quick look at, what are your spending? What do your assets look like? Lots of filtering options. So before I get to that part, let's talk about another polling question. I know Christine has another one. So will having your total telecom inventory documented in baseline provide a stronger foundation for budgeting? It's all about budgeting this year. 2021 is coming super fast. So we have the resources also to automate your budgeting for 21, which I will show you in a second as well. So Christine, thank you so much for putting that up. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is, let's talk specifically, Scott, if you want to come off mute, I really want to share the success that we had with Spinitar and why we're here today. So talk to me about your experience with Advantix, Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Tommi. So we talked earlier about how this all came about. We thought we had done a great job competitively bidding Verizon against T-Mobile, against AT&T for the best deal. How'd you pull this off?
Great question. So we do it a couple different ways. I mentioned earlier, first of all, 99% of our staff has had multiple years with one of the major carriers. Mine being, I was with Verizon Wireless for 20 years. I know Christine was with Sprint with our chief revenue officer, because it's a small world. They both were on the Sprint side. We have experts from AT&T. Here's the thing with that. We've built relationships over the decades, and we can work on those relationships to get our clients better deals. We also have a benchmark of clients that we know what you should be spending, and we can negotiate with the carriers on getting it down to the appropriate rate. We also have, some insight into plans that might not be published that make better sense for the client, and then we can do that. On top of the ability, like Scott, you're right. Your team did a great job managing your mobility. We're not trying to replace staff. It's really about freeing them up so they can focus on more strategic business initiatives. And we have the tools to do it. We have the human experts in seat, and we have the technology as well.
That's a great point. That's really important to us. And something that you alluded to earlier, I wanted to flesh out a little bit further in terms of your global capabilities. What about enterprise customers with thousands, if not tens of thousands of devices on potentially various carriers across the country and around the world? Can you help them deliver savings to their businesses as well?
100%. So let's talk about sizes of clients, right? We have on the mobility side, clients have 100 mobility lines all the way up to 20,000. On the fixed side, 25,000 a month in spend to millions a month in spend. So we definitely provide a white glove service for different levels, whether it's small, medium business, mid-market, enterprise. In terms of domestic and international, the short answer is yes, 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 yes. We can go in and optimize international carriers. It's a little bit different. It adds some complexity in changing plans on international, but we absolutely can support those international clients just as well as we can support domestic.
And one last question, thank you. One last question in regards to the ability to free up our internal assets to focus on things that will help us build and grow our business. And it was very compelling to us in particular. Tell us more about the benefits of ongoing management. What can we expect over the next 12 months?
Yeah, that's a great question. So of course, right now we've been doing a lot of audits and optimizations based on the climate. However, when we do that, we're getting in, we're cleaning it up, we're finding you savings. You do have the option. We can back out. They're not contingent on each other. We don't have to provide ongoing management. However, especially mobility gets messy super quick. So we could clean it up and in a couple months, it could be back to where it was. What we do with ongoing management on both mobility and fixed is stay in there and clean it up and optimize every month. We're sending you the appropriate reporting. We can do moves, adds, changes, disconnects. We can ultimately take the entire task off of your IT team. So we are, the departments that are big fans of us are IT, of course, because they're mainly, a lot of time they're in charge of doing that day-to-day MACD. Versus, accounts payable, they're spending that time reporting cost allocation. And so, that's how we're really freeing up those two departments to really focus on their business matter and us taking off, reporting aspects. But ongoing management gives you that ability of finding savings on a continuous basis, not just the upfront, and then obviously outsourcing some of that day to day.
Well, I can tell you for sure that our executive leadership is happy to have those 5 figures of savings back in our bank accounts as opposed to Verizon's. So we're grateful for that. We're looking forward to seeing what happens over the next 12 months.
Awesome. We're excited too, and it's only going to get better. So what I want to talk about next is, I mentioned we have the ability to support clients that, 100 lines of mobility services all the way up to thousands. This particular client is a fuel distributor company. They've been a client of ours for 6-7 years. And so their initial ask of us back then was, I need to find savings and I need to find it now. I feel like my mobility accounts are way out of whack. How do we do it? So we went in there and we did a deep dive optimization based on the volume of this. And it had never been managed before. Internal team wasn't able to really focus on that. So, we were able to go in and save over $500,000 that first year, which is pretty exciting. I get excited. And I get excited talking to them today about additional services that they might need. So of course, after that optimization, they were like, please don't leave, stay in our account. And so we offered the ongoing management. So today we offer them ongoing management. We are their mobility team. They do not have to focus on it at all. And we're doing all the heavy lifting. So again, I know I keep reiterating, but it's freeing up that AP team. It's freeing up that IT team to focus on strategic business initiatives. Then maybe 2 years ago, 2018, there was a law passed around electronic logging data. So ELD, it was like end of 2018. So everyone out there that has a fleet of trucks, they're actually required to have a tablet or some form of electronic logging device in their vehicle. And so all of their drivers were given those tablets, and they needed to have obviously a reliable connectivity. So they came to us again, and now we are supplying connectivity to those mobile computers, which is providing that persistent connectivity and redundancy regardless of the driver and the location. So, again, there's a possibility that we can help you out in more ways than one. And so what I'd love to do next is we are going to show you some of our technology really quick. And I'm just going to do a check-in to make sure that you guys can see that. So Scott, Christine, can you see? Hold on.
I sure can. It's pulling up right now.
All right, cool.
Thumbs up for me as well.
There you go.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so this is our business intelligence module. We call it Adam. I'm going to just show you a couple different things for the sake of timing. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this does have the ability to offer fixed data as well as mobility. I just want to backtrack a little bit. We talked about budgeting. There was a poll question around it. So one of the capabilities I want to show you is not only are we giving you real-time reporting, but we do have the capability to help you out with a budget dashboard. So for 2021, you would give us all your budgetary requirements. We're going to load them into the system and we're going to help you track that. It's really kind of just a cool thing to help add value to your solution. In addition to that, I'm going to show you geospatial, which is more like fixed and wireline centric. And so I can look at the data for all of my assets on the fixed and wireline side, either from a spend perspective or from an inventory perspective. I'm going to go into spend. So when I click on spend, what's going to come up is a map. And that map is going to show me where all of my assets are across the country. So you can see across the country, there's circles. If the circles are in black, my spend has went up. If the circle's in blue, my spend has gone down. The bigger the circle, the higher the volume. So lots of just different ways to just see the data pretty quickly. I do want to assure everyone on this call, though, our tools are as self-service as you want them to be. So we have clients that never touch this because we have full management. And then we have clients that are more tactical. They want to come in, pull a report, check it out. So it's definitely your level of comfort that we're going to tailor to. As you can see up here to the right-hand corner, there's a rolling 6-month spend. You can see really quickly your month over month. We love these variance charts within Advantix. This is, I hate this term, but you know, you eat your own dog food. We drink our own champagne. Let me use that one. Our team absolutely looks for these variances. Any uptick, any downtick, we're going to research and give you the why. We can apply these filters here. So I can apply by provider. I can look at the data by asset if I just want to look at like my circuits or my DIDs, whatever the case might be. In addition to that, if I click on this little ellipsis tab on the bottom right corner, you're going to see your list of locations right here. And directly to the right, you're going to see all the vendors that are billing them. So it's really nice, just a bird's eye view. And then you can see the heat mapping capability again in black. My spend's gone up a lot here. Ugh. My spend's gone down in the blue. Gray is flat. We want to see when Advantix engages more blue, at least gray, no black. I can also expand upon this and it will show me, okay, well, what is AT&T exactly billing me for? So lots of different data in that regard. So that's the fixed side. It's definitely a 100,000-foot view. I'd love to show you our whole tool. So if you're interested in that, reach out to Scott and we can make that happen. One last thing I'm going to show you of this is the mobility side. So for mobility, same concept. I can look at it from spend, usage. I'm going to go into spend. And spend, you're going to see right across the top. What am I spending on average per device? What am I spending in total? And then how many devices do I have? So again, this gives you a really quick eye shot of what's happening in your environment. Of course, there's many capabilities to get really granular in the data. So I'm just going to show you a couple of that. First of all, just like fixed, I can apply filters. If I just want to look at the provider, if I want to look at the account, variances here, I can see my uptick, my downtick. This is definitely what my team is going to be looking at. And then I like this. If I click on a device type, let's say iPhone, it pulls the providers. I'm going to click on AT&T. And then I call this the naughty list. It's going to show me which of the employees are contributing most to our bill. So that just lends to coaching opportunity. And I will tell you, a lot of it isn't out of malice. It's about them not knowing, well, how do I connect automatically? You'd be surprised, to office Wi-Fi or home Wi-Fi. And so there's burning data. So we can definitely report out on that. The other part of it is in conjunction with that ITSM integration capability, because it's our tool, if you need certain values or fields or data points, it's pretty easy for us to comply with that if that's something that you need. So that is the tool that we have. And again, very quick 30,000-foot view. I can hang out with you for hours. I'm sure you guys have better things to do. So like I said, if you want to see more of the tool, you can definitely reach out to Scott and we can make that happen. All right. So let's go into, and before we go into the question Q&A, I'm going to have Christine pull up our additional polling question. So do you currently use a TEM company today? And are you interested in learning more about Spinitar with Advantix and how we can help you save money and time with your telecom expenses and management? So take a minute, answer that poll for us. And then also, if you have questions, I think Christine can unmute you, and we can answer that as well.
Yeah, I can definitely unmute.
Perfect, and no pressure.
Yeah, so just raise your hand if you would like to be unmuted, and then I can go in and unmute any of you.
And I will just say, everyone, I got a question in the chat during the presentation. Nick, it would make sense if you'd like, we can connect afterwards. It's a bit of a side from this main content, but I can absolutely provide you some more feedback on the team's environment with UCAS in the background.
Cool. And I don't see any hands raised for questions. And I'm
that's
not
totally fine. So
Yep.
what you guys can do, because we are giving you a lot of information today, I would encourage, a question might pop up after the call. So definitely reach out to Scott and we can get those answered for you. We'd be happy to support you in any way. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna pass it over to Miss Christine Collins. She gets the fun part.
Yay! So, and this is not the very end, but almost. And I wanted to thank you all for attending. Again, I'm Christine Collins. I'm the Director of Channels for Advantix, and we're excited to be partnering with Spinitar. And for 2020, it's been definitely a trying year for all of us, both personally and professionally. And we wanted to share something with you all as a COVID-19 relief kit. So number one, money. So you will all get a lottery ticket, a scratch off lottery ticket. So you can win some money. And if you reach out to Scott, Tommy, and myself, we can also help you save big money. So you can win on both sides of the business, maybe personally as well as professionally. So really excited about that. And then we'll also be giving you a bottle of wine and a Spinitar branded wine opener. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about the wine, and it goes perfect for having a COVID relief kit. First of all, the wine is called TP Reserve Wine. I know it sounds crazy, and yes, those are toilet paper rolls on the wine bottles. And Grant Long is the owner and the winemaker for TP Reserve Wine. And I actually have personally met him. I've been to his 2 wineries that he owns in Napa, so A&R and Reverie Wines, and they're amazing and beautiful if you ever get a chance to go there. But Grant wanted to do something during this COVID time to keep his crew employed. So he wanted to be able to allow them to keep their jobs, allow them to keep working. And part of what he wanted to do was put a smile on the consumer's face as well as his team. So the theme for the TP Reserve wines is in times of needs, some things should never run out, and we never want to run out of toilet paper or our wine. So, and we know wine sales have gone up quite a bit over the COVID period. So Grant and his team with the TP Reserve wines, it's not only about putting a smile on your face, it's also about giving back to the community. So obviously the Napa Valley community has gone through a lot of distress with not only COVID, but with the fires and everything else. So for every purchase of the TP Reserve wine, money goes back to the Napa Valley Food Bank from Grant and his team. So I think that's pretty awesome as well. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about the 2 wines, and I have had them both and they are amazing. So the 2019 Chardonnay, it's obviously a Napa Valley wine. This Chardonnay has a beautiful golden sunflower yellow appearance with aromas of pineapple, lychee, creme brulee, hazelnut, and brioche. And your palate will pick up some bright delicious notes of golden apple, pear, followed by some citrus notes of lemon curd and Caracara orange. And I don't know what Caracara orange is, but you can taste a little hint of it in the wine. And then the red blend, it's a 2018 red blend wine from Napa Valley. It's honestly amazing. This wine has a lovely dark ruby appearance with rich aromas, flavors of intense dark fruit with flavors of plum, savory herbs like blackberry cordials, black currants, cedar box, and sage. So it's a very elegant wine. It pairs so great with food, and it tastes, you know, great by itself as well. So anyway, we will be reaching out to you to see which type of wine you would prefer in your COVID-19 relief kit package from us. So with that, we wanted to show you a quick, short 60-second clip that just talks about our partnership together, Advantix and Spinitar. And then after that, Scott just has a few final words, and we'll take questions again if anyone has them. So Tommi, if you could just play the video, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
That was it right there at the end. That was great. I don't know if everyone had trouble hearing it. I know the first time I saw it after production, it was amazing. And I'm wondering if maybe any of our customers for whom we did that wonderful work are on the line. I'm sure I'll find out later. But it's a great message. We can save you money. Advantix does incredible work, everyone. And for that, we're grateful. Christine, just a quick note on the message regards to TP Reserve. I think it's really important to have a message like that out there these days. Let's all hope that we don't have to scramble to find that product, or at least its namesake, in the market moving forward. That would be no fun. Anyway, in closing, thanks everybody for joining today to learn more about how Spinitar is evolving in pursuit of your success. We will be reaching out to each of you to arrange a no-fee evaluation of your billing and to get your shipping details so we can send you this wonderful care package. Last, just a special thanks to my friends at Advantix, Christine, Tommi, and Natasha, for whom this wouldn't be possible. Thanks, guys. We trust you to keep our contracts optimized for another 12 months, if not more. So thanks a lot, and everyone have a great day. Got some time to give you back.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care, guys.